Everyone's talking about building digital products with AI, passive income, automated businesses, financial freedom, but nobody's talking about the brutal reality of what it actually takes. And if you're not prepared for this, you're going to quit before you even get started. So let me tell you the truth that nobody else will. This isn't going to be a motivational speech. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. I'm not going to promise you you'll make money in 30 days. What I am going to do is show you the three brutal truths about building digital products that will either scare you away or prepare you to actually succeed. Because here's the thing, most people fail not because they're not capable, they fail because they had completely unrealistic expectations about what this journey actually looks like. And the gurus selling you courses, they profit from your ignorance. They want you to think it's easy because if you knew the truth, you might not buy. Okay, so the first brutal truth, most people never even start. They get excited about the idea of building a digital product. They watch videos, they join communities, they buy courses, and then they sit there, paralyzed. What should I create? What would people actually buy? What if I built the wrong thing? I see this everywhere. People spending months, sometimes years, researching, planning, thinking about building something, but never actually start building it. You know why? Because when you're at zero, every option feels equally possible and equally terrifying. Should you create a course, an ebook, a template library, a community, an AI tool? And the more you research, the more confused you get. Because everyone's telling you something different. One guru says courses are dead, another says courses are the future, another says ebooks are everything, another says go broad. So you just freeze and you stay frozen. And here's what nobody tells you. The idea doesn't matter as much as you think. What matters is picking something and moving forward, because you can't optimize what doesn't exist. You can't improve a product you haven't built. You can't get feedback on an idea that's still rolling around in your head. And the winners, they pick a direction and start building, even if it's the wrong, because they know they learn more from one failed launch than from 6 months of research. But most people never get there. They quit before they even start. The second brutal truth is that your first product will probably fail. And I don't mean not make millions. I mean zero sales. Or maybe one sale from your friend. This is the stage that kills most people who actually make it past the idea phase. They spend weeks building something. They're so proud of it, they launch it and no sales, no traction. Just this crushing feeling of, I wasted all that time. I've been there myself with the first two products I made. I watched dozens of people go through this, and most of them quit right there. They think, I guess I'm just not cut out for this. I guess my product wasn't good enough. I guess I should just go get a regular job. But here's what they don't understand. The product failing isn't the problem. The problem is they built it alone. They guessed at every step. They had no one to tell them. Your positioning is wrong, or your offer isn't clear, your pricing doesn't match your packaging. Your content strategy won't convert. They had information, they had courses, they had templates, but they didn't have someone who could look at their specific situation and say, here's exactly what's broken and here's exactly how to fix it. That's the difference between failing and quitting versus failing and iterating. When you fail alone, you don't know what to fix, so you give up. And when you fail with guidance, you know exactly what to adjust, so you try again smarter. The winners aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail faster and learn from each failure. But you can't do that alone. You need someone who's been there to show you what you can't see. And the last brutal truth, even when you start making money, you're not done. Let's say you make it past the first 2 stages. You build something, you fixed what's broken, and you're making sales. Maybe you're at $500 a month, maybe $2,000. You think, finally, I made it. But then you hit a ceiling and you can't figure out how to break through it. And this is where I am right now. And this is where most people who succeed get stuck forever, because the strategies that got you to 2K don't get you to 10K. And the strategies that got you to 10K don't get you to 50K. Each level requires different moves, different system, different thinking. And if you don't know what those moves are, you plateau. You stay stuck at the same income level for months, sometimes years. I see people making 3K a month for 2 years straight, not because they can't grow, but because they don't know how to grow. They don't know about things like shadow operating, they don't know about influence arbitrage, they don't know about partnership leverage. They're still trying to grow their own audience from scratch, still posting content hoping it goes viral, still playing the slow game. Meanwhile, people who know the advanced strategies are exploding past them because they're not just building their own audience, they're leveraging other people's audiences. They're creating strategic partnerships, they're using systems that compound, but nobody teaches you this. The courses stop at how to make your first sale. They don't show you how to scale, how to systemize, how to build something that doesn't require you to hustle 12 hours a day forever. That's the final trap. You escape the 9 to 5 just to build yourself another prison. So, what's the solution to all 3 of these brutal truths? It's simple. Stop building alone. At every stage, 0, stuck, or scaling, you need people who've been there, who know the moves, who can see what you can't see. Not information, not courses, not templates. Actual human beings who will look at your specific situation and say, do this, do that, here's why. And that's the difference between the 5% who succeed and the 95% who quit. The 5% didn't figure it out alone. They had guidance, they had community, they had people who'd already made the mistakes, showing them how to avoid them. And the 95%, they tried to do it alone. They bought courses and hoped something would click. And when it didn't, they quit. And here's what I believe. Building intelligent systems beats buying static templates every single time. But you can't build intelligent systems alone. You need people who understand systematic thinking, who can help you create something adaptive, not static. And that's the philosophy I operate on. And it's the only way I've seen people actually break through. So let me tell you about what I'm building. A done with you process for people at any stage, 0, stuck, or scaling. And if you're paralyzed at the idea stage, we do market research with you. We find your blue ocean, we help you pick a direction and start building. And if you launched but you're getting no sales, we audit what's broken. We fix your positioning, your offer, your content strategy together. And if you're making some money but hitting a ceiling, we teach you the advanced strategies. Shadow operating, influence arbitrage, partnership leverage, the strategies that actually scale. And this isn't a course. It's not a template library. It's not a community where you post questions and hope someone answers. It's a systematic process where we build it with you, every step, until you have a system that works. And I put together a complete breakdown of exactly how this works, the process, the support, the timeline, everything. And there's a link in the description to a detailed video that walks you through the entire system.